we're live. Doing something a little bit different tonight. No John with me. And the thought of trying to baby steps without my beautiful, beautiful John at my side was simply too depressing to contemplate. So instead, we are going to play Rise of the Golden Idol, Curse of the Last Reaper, which is the 4th DLC for this game that I like quite a bit. One of the nice things about having the season pass for this game is I definitely do not notice when the DLCs come out, and so I just go and check every once in a while. And it's like, oh, a new DLC. So we're going to be solving, I think, a pirate mystery, best as I can tell. If it's not a pirate mystery, it's a cosplay mystery, which in some ways are the most delicious mysteries of all. Hi, Wealthy Aardvark. I don't think you will need to be familiar with the plot of either the other DLCs or the game, the base game, to understand. Basically, there are magical artifacts that do ridiculous things, and people tend to kill each other over them. So the game is about figuring out how the magical artifacts work and putting them into your spreadsheet of understanding, which you have to say like that when you open it, and I will be saying it like that. So I'm gonna give people like 5 minutes to filter in, so we can just like hang out and chat, and we can just vibe. You know, pretty exciting. Just vibing with people. I'm excited. Going to PRGE tomorrow, Portland Retro Gaming Expo, where I'm going to be able to hang out with Gary and Kay. And while oh dear, I'm on my computer. I don't have a mute button. Not handy anyway. Yeah, I'm looking forward. If you're at PRGE, give me a heads up. And I'll say, hey. And then I'll be like, what's your... Thank you, Eli. Thank you for blessing. I'll be like, what's your deal? Even if we've met before, I will probably still be like, hey, what's your deal? Because I'm not keeping those things. I've been missing all those streams lately in favor of sleep, but I've been watching the VODs. I've been enjoying your baby steps journey. I'm glad, Wealthy Aardvark. That reminds me that I think I do need to export last week's episodes. I'll double check that. Last week had just my first stream where I made no progress whatsoever trying to get up to the top of that fucking bucket. I have since tried to do it off stream and failed, and watched a video of what it entails, and I might just be done with that little thing. We might have I have a deep capacity for frustration, but there are limits to how far it can go, and so we may when we load up next week, because I will not be streaming tomorrow because of PRGE. When we load up Baby Steps next week, I might take one more step at trying to get to that bucket. And then I may have to exercise the art of letting go, which I am god-awful at. Alright, so we're just hanging out. I'm gonna go ahead and start the DLC. So this is a first playthrough of this DLC. I do not know the answers to any problems. I will be asking chat for help. And I do not know what the story of this is, except, of course, again, angry cosplay enthusiasts. Good night, Wealthy Aardvark. Pay heed to the curse of the Last Reaper. A horrifying tale for the ages. Okay, so there was an intro video. There we go. Alright. We got some... These dudes I know are Lemurians. I don't think I knew Rise of Golden Idol was out. It's been out for more than a year. And then this is the 4th DLC. These are Lemurians, and they've just spotted a ghost. Alright. So that wasn't much. I think what this one does is end up explaining how the Golden Idol got there for Case of the Golden Idol. Got to where it is at the start of Case of the Golden Idol. Last orders. A deadly end and a murderous beginning. Cheese. Pizza. Okay. If you've never seen the Golden Idol games, I think I've had these on. I think I played these for a minute. You are basically given a moment in time, and you need to try to understand it. So we can see inside this tavern called the Red Herring Inn. Cute. A man is dying. We also have a button that takes us to 1927 from 1797. So that's exciting. So first thing you do when you get in one of these is just click around everywhere. I'm sorry, son. I'm so sorry. Okay, this guy has a key to the Red Herring Inn. An empty pistol where the barrel is still warm. Okay. This guy is handsome like me. What on earth were you doing traveling with something so dangerous? If I'd known what was in that crate, I'd never have let you keep it in your room. This is what, the innkeeper? He's got a corkscrew shaped like an anchor and a washing cloth. Yeah, I mean, they've gotten Rise of the Golden Idol is already a bit more complex in how it sets up its stuff than Case was, and then the DLCs are very comfortable doing some real wacky stuff. I've mostly enjoyed them. Okay, if found, please return to Wesley Beckett, barkeep at the Red Herring Inn in Port Armando. Substantial reward available. Room 1, Eleanor, do not disturb. Room 2, Eleazar, requested healer Joliffe. And room 3, Marlowe, who's blind, wants to change room. Okay, so the first thing you have to do in any of these puzzles is figure out people's names. So, our innkeeper here is Wesley Beckett. And then I do not have enough information to fill in this guy, this crying, bleeding man. So there's no more pages to this, so let's pop back out and let's see this cool person. What is the meaning of this strange sketch that the evil beast dropped as it fled into the waves? A bad omen, perhaps. If so, I fear the bosun's prognosis is grim. I'm always saying that about the bosun's prognosis. He has terrible gnosis. He's got a red tincture. Dried roots and herbs. So that's probably... I'll look at his thing in a second, but that's probably Healer Joliffe. Which suggests that might be Eleazar. But... So let's get our big list of words. Joliffe. Unless that was his last name. Unless that was his first name. But he was also holding a piece of paper. We can now see if we look that something dragged blood and then jumped into the water. Oh, he's got a picture of Dear Mother. Or, what is the meaning of this strange sketch that the evil beast dropped as it fled into the waves? So, the beast dropped a sketch of Dear Mother. Dear God. Okay. And I think that's everything we're going to get out of this time period. So let's jump forward to 1927. Where the inn seems much more chill. There's an alley with the battered car. There's a phone. I'm not clicking into the text yet because I'm just trying to get the sense. Ah. Well, they seem sick. There's a boat with a handsome man in the boat. There's somewhere where someone washed off some blood. Someone dropped a cigarette by the manhole. The doors of the museum. Oh, E. Joliffe's Museum of Antiquity. But if we look inside, uh-oh. Problems have happened. And this is the person discovering the body. Okay, let's start actually clicking on things and collecting words. So let's start inside here. On this spot more than 100 years ago, Bosun Garner was mauled to death. Okay. So I guess we can figure out that this guy was probably Eleazar Garner. As Bosun is not a name, it is a rank. Like a smell. Okay. A shame to see that goateed fool leave. I was enjoying watching him drool over his modern forgery. At least Mr. Wiles and Miss Swan are still here to amuse me with their naivete. Okay, she's got some sort of treasure map that we're going to have to fill in. You can see it form down here. We have to figure out which of these is the real map. She's got a ruby ring. She gave us the names of these people, so that's Mr. Miles and that's Miss Swan. Let's see. We've got some animal descriptions. Kitson squirrel. This species of squirrel was discovered by Kitson. No shit. I don't like this isn't my persona. This isn't who I stream as. Come on. Who immediately noticed his penchant for conspiring with animals of other species and its distrust of fellow squirrels. Weird. The Solum puffer. Discovered in 1823, this puffer fish is known to emit toxins that raise blue patches on the skin when it is attacked. It can be identified by the double cross symbol on its back. The Psionic chameleon. This lizard's ultimate weapon. I love when a lizard triggers its ult. Which triggers whenever the reptile is tampered with. It's camouflage, which it triggers whenever the reptile is tampered with. And the tropical elephant. Only found in the Messerad Islands, this elephant has an incredible memory and a fondness for shellfish. Same on both accounts. It is known to trample the surrounding fauna when panicking. Same on all accounts. Hey, eggs. Yeah, if you have blue patches on your skin, you've probably been poisoned with the Solum puffer. This is my classic bit, actually. If you've got blue patches on your skin, you might be a Solum puffer victim. If you've been assaulted by a creature that can be identified by the double cross symbol on its back, you just might be a Solum puffer victim. What do we got here? Ooh. Who's been looking at all these cool aminals? Jules Sutcliffe, Roger MacDonald, and of course, the inestible Myrtle Song. Going for the easy laughs. There's no such thing as an easy laugh, eggs. Laughter is the product of connection between two human minds. It is always beautiful. Miss Swan? Sorry to burst your bubble, Jasper, but that's a fake. I've got the real one right here in my pocket. Wait, where has it gone? A knife. So this man has now been identified as Jasper Wiles. Oh, but I haven't clicked him to actually put him in my machine, into my... trust me, Eliza, yours isn't what the paper has drawn on anyway. My research proves that mine is the genuine artifact. I will ride it, my pony. Alright, so everybody's obsessed with their cool maps. This is Eliza Swan. And this is Jasper Wiles. Noah Wiles. Wileys. And Chester. Alright, and then we got some documents to click. The Battered Cod, receipt, table 1, Ansel M. 1, Mariner's Lightning, amount to pay, 3. They are cool eggs. I like them a lot. As I was saying before, this is the final DLC. I think the final DLC for Rise of the Golden Idol. And I just noticed today that it was out. It came out a couple weeks ago, and I have not played it. Port Armando Times, August 7th, 1927. Leg cutters loot with lighthouse. Gangsters use... Hold on, let me see if I can... Gangsters use the lighthouse at Port Armando to crash ships so that they could rob them. The leg cutters used the ploy to run aground 3 vessels yesterday. Flying high. The 5th annual Airplane Stunt Championship took place yesterday. Keith Chalmers, Lawrence Fryer, and Percy Greggs came first, second, and third, respectively. Last year's winner, Eliza Swan, did not take place. No reason has yet been given. Oh, then back to the first article. I fucked up. The ships were then plundered by the gang's sole female member, known only as Light Hands Loretta. The crime mimicked an infamous heist carried out in 1814, using the St. Osmond Lighthouse on Skull Island, which had been built just a year earlier. Alright, so one thing I don't do when I'm collecting info in any of these games is understand any of it, because it's difficult to understand as you're grabbing things. This guy costs a pretty penny this map, but so he has acquired a map that is going to pay off big, real big. Hey, boss, it's Mosh. Guess what I just got hold of? The one and only remaining map from Captain Triton's final voyage. Positive. It's the real deal. Well, there's always a lighthouse. Okay. This guy's got a cool foot symbol. Cool boot tattooed. My god, he's one of the Wet Boot Boys. My god, we are really going... Oh, Eggs, don't make me realize he's a leg cutter. God damn it. No, that's good. So that's Eliza Swan's bag. Presumably, it must be someone else's bag. Why, cigarettes of the same brand as was left here. This person's sick, also a leg cutter. Like all sorts of shit. A crowbar. A manhole cover key. The woman is not breathing. The woman has 1,200 local currency inside her boot. Check the corpse for blue patches. No blue patches. Just very fucked up. Ms. Bordy, as agreed, here is the 1,200 local currency in advance. Once you are done, meet me back at the entry-exit point in the courtyard in front of the museum. As per your instructions, once you have given me what I have paid for, I will ride off into the night, never for you to hear from me. Urgil. Okay. So someone double-crossed their murderer. Or their thief. Yeah, come out of the manhole. Go over to where she was very murdered. Yeah, come over to the murder point. Leave the manhole, come over to the murder point. And then come on back. What are you barking at? What do you see? Oh, heaven have mercy! Key. Yeah, those are fucking keys. Edward, I'll raise my bid to 1,200. This is my final offer. Okay. This is all one logical puzzle, Cripes? I mean, it's a lot of little things working together. So, like, there's the puzzle of figuring out what the clues are that tells us which map is real. There's the basic puzzle of just getting all the names down For instance, I assume this is Edgar Joliffe, since it's E. Joliffe's Museum of Antiquity over here. And then there's going to be the actual puzzle of figuring out the events that occurred. Edward Joliffe. So he must be a descendant of the healer Joliffe, and this woman's last name is Bordy. Yeah, so this person, I guess, had a budget of $1,200 to try to get this map or whatever, and they were going to get it by hook or by crook. So the doors to the museum are locked. This specimen was discovered on a nearby beach after the tsunami of 1905 washed away one of the Messerade Islands. I do like that face. They're both very good. Flintlock pistols, 1790s, once owned by one of the pirates from Captain Triton's infamous crew, who went missing along with their ship, the Last Reaper, after looting a Lemurian vessel. Old Woman, by unknown artist, date 1790s, donated by A. Joliffe. Okay. I've missed a spot. Right. Ooh. Wearing the same amulet as our healer from the other era, but with a note inside. My noble son, I leave to you this necklace, which belonged to my father, Abacus, 1752 to 1815. May you hand it down to your own children one day. Your loving father. All right, so we have now clicked all the things. We're going to go back to the 1797 timeline. Try to figure out some stuff. So that makes this guy Abacus Joliffe. Since he's the A. Joliffe who donated the Dear Mother sketch that was presumably stolen in our timeline. So let's go ahead and name Abacus Joliffe. So that's another name marked down. Ooh, boy. I mean, I was saying I don't usually understand what's going on, but I understand very little going in here. So let's see. The Red Herring Inn, rooms available. Where is John 1980 to 2078 tonight? He's got company in town. So he is entertaining. Let me double check that I have not told you a lie. Yes, he's entertaining. Map writings on the back of Dear Mother's sketch. Again, I don't go map finding behind it anymore, which is a reference. Okay, so here's the actual plot line, but I wouldn't begin to tell you how those words go in. Okay. 3 rooms. Eleanor, Eleazar, and Marlowe, blind, wants to change room. Wesley Beckett is the barkeep here. And Eleazar Garner, presumably, is our... Okay. I'm sorry, son. I'm so sorry. Here's the... That's the flintlock. Oh, Eli. He had a key to stay here. What on earth were you doing traveling with something so dangerous? Okay, so he had what? A creature in the crate? It burst out of the crate, mauled him, dropped a picture of Dear Mother. Which again is, you're right, absolutely you're right that there are map writings on the back of the Dear Mother sketch. And then disappeared into the waves. So that map, if we look, has kind of a... Hi, puppy! I apologize in advance. We're solving puzzles tonight, so it's not necessarily going to be one of the fun ones like you like. Okay, so... I know you like to have a fun time and be kind of goofy. It's this one, right? Or it could be turn my head, wash the hands, turn your head, wash the hands. It's not that one though, is it? It's a little bit off. The thing is a little bit bottom left map. Now it doesn't match this one at all, but boy, none of them exactly match. All right, we'll worry about it later. There's probably other clues. Okay. So, here in 1927, we have a bunch of people executing, all trying to get their hands on and believing they have the proper map. So this guy's talking about how the map cost him a pretty penny, but it's going to pay off real big. Edward, I mean, it has to be, he either had to pay Edward for the map or be the other guy. Our leg cutter here, Bordy, had a manhole cover key and a crowbar and a plan. I'm Edward. That's what you sound like, Eggs. Captain Radigan Olita's pub crawl boat tour of the Messerade Islands. Highlights include the rusty anchor and the raised tankard. So this is Radigan Olita is our guy here. This is Captain Radigan Olita. So let's go ahead and get his name on the board. His face is a map, it's true. Your face is a map of everyone you've ever met. Think about it. Don't think about it. Also, someone was cleaning blood off in this trough. Presumably after they exploded a person. Alright, so we had this guy. Hey, boss, it's Marsh. Guess what I just got hold of? The one and only remaining map from Captain Triton's final voyage. Positive. It's the real deal. Okay, so here's the thing I notice. Several of the maps have the sign of the battered cod. However, that can't be right, because the battered cod was only established in 1892. So if a map has the battered cod on it, it can't be a real map. Maybe only one map has the battered cod on it, but can I put an X on the other? I want to put X's in the ones that it can't be. So this can't be the right one. On account of the battered cod. Although, was this called the... Did this have the same symbol? No, it had the fish symbol in 1797. A different fish symbol. I guess they're both. So you click the cod on that one. I see. Thank you. Do I mark the right one first? No, I know that's incorrect, game. I wasn't trying to say it was correct. I wasn't trying to say it was correct. I'm trying to figure out your game. Can I put in... Feels like I should be able to mark things on here. We'll play around with that in a minute. Maybe drag the cod to the box. Eggs. Maybe drag the cod to the box. Okay. So each of these maps in their own way is disqualified. Flintlock pistol, 1790s. Yeah, they looted the Lemurian vessel. I know. Ooh. Discovered on a nearby beach after the tsunami of 1905 washed away one of the Messerod Islands. Aha! Let's look at our maps. So right now, that has 1, 2, 3, 4 islands. That one's zoomed in enough that it's hard to see whether it has enough islands. There we go. This map can't be right because it shows the island washed away. Which means that map was made after 1905. Okay, I get your bullshit, video game. I see how you're using facts against me. Okay, let's read about the leg cutters again. I won't do the fun voices. I am gonna do the fun. Gangsters used the lighthouse at Port Armando to crash ships so they could rob them. The leg cutters used the ploy to run aground 3 vessels yesterday. The shops were then plundered by the gang's sole female member, known only as Light Hands Loretta. Ooh, well, right there. Now we know that the gang's sole female member was Loretta Bordy. Ba-ba-ba-boom! The crime mimicked an infamous heist carried out in 1814 using the St. Osmond's Lighthouse on Skull Island, which had been built just a year earlier. But after, when the map would have been done. So, that's Skull Island for sure. The one that got washed away. So that shows that that one's wrong. Yeah, this is CinemaSins, the video game. It's very exciting. Okay, we had Keith Chalmers, Lawrence Fryer, and Percy Greggs. And then last year's winner was Eliza Swan. I don't think... Do we have these other Keith Super Nintendo Chalmers? No, I did not collect Super Nintendo Chalmers' names. Okay. And then this woman, the last person to check out the book was Myrtle Song. So this is Myrtle Song. Which is like Brian's song, but it's not as sad. Myrtle Song. Love to sing my Myrtle song. Bosun Garner was mauled to death, I remember. Trust me, Eliza, yours is out the paper. That's not the voice I did the same. So she's a smoker, but the wrong brand. And she's ready to stab. Ansel, the goateed fool, is this guy, whose name is Ansel Marsh. And now the moment of truth, where we find out whether we got all the names right. Where's Ansel? Bing bong! All right, so that's our cast of characters here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people all seeking the map, plus the thief who stole it and had it taken off of her. The rest solves itself. It's simply that easy. Okay. So if you look here, pub crawl, boat tour, the rusty anchor, and the raised tankard. So presumably, ooh, let's go check the wildlife book again. See if there's any timing. Aha! The Solem puffer was not discovered until 1823. So, the Solem puffer down here, that cannot be the right map. Making this map the correct one. Okay. Now, who has this map with the drum and the thing? Not her. She is wrong. She doesn't have a map at all. Aha! Jasper Wiley has the real map. Okay. Why does Jasper Wiley have the real map? The real map was presumably the one drawn in here that was stolen by Bordley, who was then absolutely demolished. Like, she doesn't have a map on her. She has this map on her. Outside Joloff's house. Meet outside Joloff's house. And the map, her thing said, as agreed, here's the 1200 in advance. Once you are done, meet me back at the entry/exit point in the courtyard in front of the museum. Yeah. Hi, Josiah. As per your instructions, once you've given me what I have paid for, I will ride off into the night, never for you to hear from me again. Okay. So this is a fake-ass map. Or no. How do we... Oh, right. This is the map that doesn't show the proper things. This is the horse of the person who met them at the thing. The line starting red then turning blue feels important, but I can't crack it. Okay. The horse is wet. Was the horse... They trampled... This woman was trampled by a horse. And then they used the rag here to wipe their horse off. So that is why the horse is wet. Damn, how'd Nathan get here? I don't know. He gets up to some wacky stuff. So, told them to meet there and then ran them down with the horse, cleaned off, and went back into the thing. All right, let's start cooking up our set of events. In 1797, a beast, right? All we got about this is that a beast did it. A beast mauled our man Eleazar Garner, right? That's the name, Eleazar Garner. Who in turn shot the beast, right? He just fired his gun and the beast was bleeding. So, shot the beast. Afterwards, our healer, Abacus Joliffe, found a beast tincture horse map. Right, we know it's a map. He only saw the picture, but it's a map. A map outside of Dear Mother. Okay, in 1927, if my thing is right, Jasper Wiles hired Loretta Bordy to steal the map from Edward Joliffe's museum. However, Probably Bordy tried to flee with the map. So, okay, yeah. I think this is fairly straightforward. So, Loretta Bordy. When did they invent trains, do you think? 1850? Do you have the answer? Do you have the answer at hand? Trains were invented just before your birthday. That's exciting. When were trains invented? Shit, let's find out. Fuck. When were trains invented? Fuck. When were pyramids built? Who cares? I was off by 50 years. Oh, 1804, this is the first steam locomotive built by Richard Trevithick. I was off by about 50 years. That's a pain. That's a real bummer. Okay, tried to flee with the map. So, Jasper, while Ichabod Train, yeah. Whiles trampled Loretta Bordy with a horse. Got it in one. Nice. Okay. Come on. Invent and then ride the train. Choo choo choo, ride it. My pony.
You solved the scenario. Loretta was supposed to exit the sewers via the manhole cover outside the front of the museum. Instead, she left through the one behind the museum in an attempt to escape with the map. But Jasper spotted her, chased her on horseback, and trampled her to death. Afterwards, he washed the blood from his horse's legs in the trough in the alley.
So, Eli, that's why the line was red and then blue. It was her changing her plan to avoid her contact so she could steal the map. Everyone in this scenario was going map finding behind him. Jasper, Eliza, allow me to introduce you to the rest of the team. You already know Miss Song, our scientific advisor. Oh, which branch of science do you specialize in? Animal physiology. Tally-ho! That's Ivan Cairns, our driver and explorer extraordinaire. I'm sure you've heard of him. And last, by not least, seems like a typo, our trusty captain. Ready to set sail, sir. All right. We've got an expedition.
Esteemed gentlemen, on the 27th of February, a Lemurian vessel was unlawfully attacked and her cargo pillaged. This incident has enraged the Lemurians even more than such acts typically warrant. Accordingly, I hereby issue the following strict orders. All vessels entering our harbors or encountered upon the high seas by our naval forces shall be thoroughly searched for Lemurian relics. Any such articles discovered are to be seized forthwith. Any persons found in possession of said articles are to be apprehended and, following a proper and lawful tribunal, hanged for piracy as befits their crime. This order shall remain in place for 20 years. Sincerely yours, Nicholas Maker, President of the Noble Seven Seas Company, Lenka Lemuria Region.
7. VII, that can mean anything. Yeah, it could be VV minus a V, because he died. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. We're going to a rave, everybody. Broadside Betrayal. Mutiny aboard the Last Reaper. So once again, we've got two timelines here to check out. Everyone seems so angry. Is there turn-based combat? There is. Yeah, Vin, they put movement in the sequel. Some stuff moves sometimes. Dramatic.
Why doesn't anybody like my rave?
How do I get back out of this? There we go.
Yar! I'm the bosun.
And then in 1927, great news. Nobody's been murdered in 1927. I just started the first one since I saw you were going to stream this. I think I'm 16s in. Yeah, I really like I like them both. This will not be this will be spoilery for the last DLC of the second game, but it will not have plot spoilers. I think this basically, the story of this particular DLC is basically why the Golden Idol was on some random ass island at the start of the first game. There were a lot of bonies there. All right, let's start learning through history. So let's start with our corpse. He's a big Billy Joel fan. Cutlass. And then, of course, Cutlass inspection note. Swift still using cutlass made of cheap, low-grade metal. Replaced soon. Lane, Nunda, and Valerio's cutlass is blunt. Sharpened soon. So this is, of course, the king of cutlasses. Also carrying a dagger, uninspected. The man is bleeding out, so technically not dead yet. All right. Let's look at Bozo over here. I'm prepared to lose your life just as you and your followers lost the vote. Oh, trenchant. Cutlass. An axe. Gotta read about the cutlass. Okay. Lane, Nunda, and Valerio's cutlasses are blunt. Does his cutlass look blunt? This cutlass does look pretty blunt. Okay. All right. And now we've got Guile over here preparing to do a flash kick. Quick now! We're wanted in the captain's quarters! He's got a flintlock and a dagger, but no cutlass for us to inspect. To all hands aboard the Last Reaper, with the untimely passing of Captain Triton, the fate of this ship now lies in the hands of her crew. As per the pirate code, the new leadership shall be decided by vote. The following terms are hereby set forth. The vote shall take place on the deck at high noon. Each crew member shall cast one vote with the exception of the Powder Monkey, whose rank doth not grant them such privilege, and the candidates themselves. The tally shall follow below once all votes are... Couldn't tell you what that last word was. Alistair Sims versus William Nunda. Alistair Sims was our winner. The people have spoken. Bye, puppy. I'm sorry there wasn't more turn-based combat. A bullet is lodged in the mast. All right. Going to a lake. Cool. Oh, we found more people. We found more people. Little secret peoples. Let's go out to the boat over here. The boy is comatose. Oh man, was he a werewolf?
Sorry, lad, there's only room for me and my boy. It's every man for himself now.
And he's getting away with the map, a harpoon, and of course, the Cutlass Supreme. You're gonna renovate my house, puppy? That's exciting. Have you lost your wits? We're on the same bloody side. Pull me aboard. Now that looks like a garbage cutlass, right? A garbage cutlass made of bad metal.
You ain't going nowhere unless you go through me first.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no shit, a ladder. Come on. Pile of cannonballs. You may outnumber us, but we're twice the sailors you'll ever be. Surrender now, and I might let you keep breathing. To be very clear, builder friend at 90% of it. Send him over. You know, I don't own the house, but I still want it to be nicer. Got a gold tooth.
I ain't cut out for this. I chop meat, not men. I don't want to die down here all alone. Ma, please watch over me.
And that's Beaver Cleaver. And then... God, I really enjoy everything about this man. Ahoy, men! Get your backsides here now! We've got a mutiny on our hands! My pistol, a bucketed watch, and a cutlass. So this man, since he's acting as captain, must be Alistair Sims. Ah, it's actually not asking me for names yet. It is only asking me for roles. And I don't have enough stuff to fill in yet, so. Take this, you filthy rat. Yeah, in some respects, I kind of prefer the art from the original game, which had that very distinctive kind of almost pixel art kind of look. But I do like the way this looks. To do, C2 Garner's nose, Horn's leg. Why, he must be our prosthetics manager. Oh look, blue patches on her skin. You're no captain. You couldn't find gold in the gunner's gob. Dagger and a cutlass. Non-supreme. All right, I think that's everything here in the past. So let's go to 1927. A fun time for everybody. And this one is named after how people feel I am. The mast has toppled. Here's a guy that the bosun speared. Here's a corpse. Ah, skeleton. Yeah, all right. Skeletons, skeletons, skeletons at lunch. Are you all right down there? Okay. So there's a... All right, so somebody died here. Like recently someone was... A shiny gem. A net. Okay, so... The captain, who's the pipe smoker, climbed down here and the ladder fell. He hit his head on the cannonballs and then walked into the ocean? That's too bad for him.
The ship is falling apart. Let's leave. Tell the old geezer to forget whatever junk he saw that drew him down there.
Expedition contract. The spoils of this expedition shall be split among the 6 party members as follows. Antoine Spilsbury, sponsor, who's our guy here. Jasper Wiles, 15%. Eliza Swan, 15%. Ivan Kearns, 15%. Radigan Olita, our captain, 10%. And Myrtle Song, 10%. Somebody gonna kill somebody over that, I'm guessing. He has an engraved cigar case and a ruby ring. What's going on down there, Ivan? So she's got her Creatures of the Messerods book. And her cool ruby ring. Does she have the same? Yeah, she and Salisbury have the same ruby ring. That's interesting. And then in here we have Jasper Wild. I got a pirate hat at Spirit Halloween today. I'm gonna put it on. Yeah, I should have gone to Spirit Halloween this week to try to I thought about wearing... I'm going to PRGE tomorrow. I thought about trying to do some sort of cosplay thing. But then I didn't. He's got his map. Look here! I found the ship's log, and it contains the name of that bosun we saw mentioned in the battered cod. Ah, okay. Well, that gives us all of our ranks and names, so we're going to spend a lot of time with this book, I suspect. Very interesting, Jasper. Good work. She's got a gun. Everybody's got guns. Has everybody got guns? She got a gun. He got a gun. He got a gun. Damn. Everybody on this expedition got guns. Okay. Well. Let's look at that logbook again. What do we got? Jacques Triton, dead. Quartermaster, dead. I'm back. Y'all are coming with me in this Uber. All right, puppy. So what you're going to want to do in this Uber is make some serious small talk with your driver. I'm going to offer you 3 different lines you can pick. They're all going to be loosely inspired by the game we're playing, though. So you can try... Have you ever considered the pirate's perspective? That's one line. Will you on speaker say hello to the driver? Hello to the driver. Have you ever considered the pirate's perspective? That's a joke. I have headphones on. Yeah, I'm perfectly happy to make a person in Australia uncomfortable. I have massive social anxiety, but it does stop at international waters. All right, so Stefan Garner was the powder monkey. He did not have a vote. Our cook was Maurice Selwyn, who prepared the food. I don't think there were... God, this is just... They have just gone full circle and just fully gone... Oberdin here. So our guy down in the hold, let's get our words, was... Yeah, it was just the cook. Because they didn't have a specific butcher. Mr. Captain's hat was the first mate, right? We assume. Alistair Sims, right? He's who won the election. So he would be running around with the captain's hat. Yeah, he won the election. So he was our first mate. Okay. We're going to switch back to the logbook to start filling in some other jobs. Okay. We got Jimpo Jenkins. Oh, we got Jimpo Jenkins. We have a helmsman, a gunner, a carpenter. The surgeon's dead. The carpenter repairs hull and other woodworking. The scrivener's dead. I, would prefer not to. Had a navigator. We know the bosun. Garner was the bosun. We know that. So let's not skeletons. We're not to skeletons yet. We're not in skeleton mode. Okay, so Garner was the bosun. The comatose boy. Stefan Garner was the powder monkey. Eleazar Garner. All right, so that's the powder monkey, which was the bosun's son. All we know about this guy is he voted the same as this guy. But... Alright. I mean, we can make a guess that the guy hanging off of the thing was the rigger, Moody Pollock, but don't know for sure. I think we've got to go back and see what everybody's saying in the 1797 timeline. Okay. Quick now. We're wanted in the captain's quarters. You ain't going nowhere unless you go through me. Oh, this guy was doing cutlass inspections. Right? On metal. So what would his job have been? It's not the quartermaster. The quartermaster's dead. Responsible for weapons. Okay, that must be our master at arms. Who's bleeding out there. Okay. Okay, in the past, this guy had a to-do list to see to Garner's nose and Horn's leg. Garner's nose is wooden. I'm guessing, let's see, let's try to find Horn. I don't want to change. Horn, there we go. So this is Horn. His leg's wooden. This guy must be our carpenter. because he's responsible for woodworking. And let's see what Horn's job was in the logbook. Horn was our helmsman. Okay, so this guy is the helmsman. With his cool, frothing mouth. Handsome and attractive. You're no captain, you couldn't find gold in the gunner's gob. This woman has blue skin, a flintlock, and weird tattoos. Take this, you filthy rat. He's her carpenter. No John tonight? He's been on the whole time. He's just being very quiet. No, he's busy hanging out with real friends. Which is why I'm doing puzzle bullshit instead of baby steps. I mean, okay, so people with cutlasses are Swift, Lane, Nunda, and Valerio. Okay. So we can work from that. Swift, Lane, Nunda, and Venerio all have cutlasses. Are there 4 people with cutlasses? 1 cutlass. He probably wouldn't mark his own. So maybe 5. 2 cutlasses. Okay. He didn't have Garner's mentioned as needing work. Her cutlass does still seem like it's made of the crappiest material. Yeah, that's a nicer cutlass. He doesn't have a cutlass. Okay, so that must be Swift with the crappy cutlass. The Swift is the sailmaker. Maintains and repairs sails. Okay, so she's Swift with her weird crappy cutlass, the sailmaker. This is kind of tricky. It is very Oberden. He also seems to have a crappy cutlass, though, so he might be Swift. You may outnumber us, but we're twice the sailors you'll ever be. Surrender now, and I might let you keep breathing. Okay, so that's Gold Tooth guy. Like, at some point we're gonna have to work out who voted, but obviously the ones on the attack. So who stabbed him? There's no blood on his knife. No blood there. They ran away with the map. We're on the same bloody side. Pull me aboard. Like, among other things, who's Nunda? What job was Nunda in? Nunda was the second in command? Second mate, yeah. Oversees the crew's work. And is presumably part of this mutiny. Yarr! He's got the pocket watch. What's his job? No, just second in command. Sorry, I didn't mean to just jump back and forth. You're dead. Grading. None to your beeswax? Yeah. None of this stuff currently seems germane. In a minute, I mean, we'll start piecing together what actually happened here, but... I mean, okay, and then he wouldn't write down that Nunda's cutlass was blunt. I mean, he might. He was doing cutlass inspections. Who do we still have at the place? This guy, who I think is got to be the rigger. Just because he's being Mr. Climbing on the Ropes. And then we've just got 3 jobs left to place at this point. I don't think we've named... Which of the actual jobs have we not named this still? Because we have the first... So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, you should come to MagFest and John and everyone in chat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, and her name's Maria Swift, so that does confirm that that's the Sailmaker. Okay. So there's a couple people who are not represented. 11, 12. We will play games. Where is MagFest? So we've got this guy. We've got this guy, and we've got this lady. Or dude, possibly. In Maryland, but across the river from DC. Oh, I could see the cherry blossoms if it was that kind time of year. But it's not. Alright, so I think that must be a guy. You ain't going nowhere unless you go through me first. This guy who's bailing. The boy is comatose. Every man for himself now. What's up, faces? You can see cold. Hi, Jack. Pull me aboard with your crappy... Okay, so maybe that's how they represent a blunt cutlass. He's also got the tattoo on his back. I don't know how useful that is for examining. These animations on the background are so good. Good. Right. So this is Swift, because she's the only woman on board, and her cutlass does seem like it's made out of crappy material. Or no, that's who I thought was Swift. So this must be a blunt one. Was the phone call the end of Baby Steps? I missed it. No. I spent the entire next stream trying to get to a thing and then didn't. Our guy with the hatchet likely got into the cabin, axed somebody, and maybe died of what's making foam at the mouth. That makes sense. But so I did a whole. The only reason I'm not doing Baby Steps tonight is that John is busy tonight. So I don't really want to stream that without a co-pilot because I'll go crazy. So instead we're just doing this DLC from, I think I listened to you podcast style, that stream where you tried to do one thing. Yeah, I tried to get up to the bucket. It went poorly. Okay, so that's a blunt one. I need something. So that's a blunt one. He's on the antagonistic side. He's on the side that lost the election. He's on the Nunda side. So the mutineers are on the Nunda side. He's not on the Nunda side. He's dead. You ain't going nowhere unless you go through me first. Then prepare to lose your life just so you and your followers lost the vote. Okay. So that's a Nunda. You and your followers. Okay, this is Nunda. This is Nunda. Okay. Which means they are the second mate. Okay. So they killed the gunner, or the What did I say his job was? The Master at Arms. He killed the Master at Arms. Or somebody killed the Master at Arms. Foam is probably a good way to die. Sounds softer than an axe. It does, yeah. I would say Hot Yai was the real deal. Roti was perfect and the curry sauce was delicious. Pickle stuff was... The pickles are so good that you get on the... Like, my wife and I was saying this to Gary. We must sound like idiots because we just sit there and talk about how well composed the plate is. For the record, Hot Yai is a Thai fried chicken place. Southern, by the way, not northern. Sorry, Gary. Thai fried chicken place in Portland. Makes sense. Nunda would be keeping all the captain while the captain's getting murdered. Did you hear about the new Baldur's Gate 3 default goblin character? Goblin D's? What's that? Goblin D's nuts. Yes. Puppy, I am a firm believer that if someone... Yes, obviously it would have been good for you to have gotten me legitimately. But if someone offers you that and you don't, and you like try to subvert it or try to do your own joke on top of it, I don't know. I think you're not engaging in a love of comedy together. You know? I think if we all really love comedy, then you need to embrace scenarios where you are the person to whom... Now, Jack's calling... It's called the Ligma Protocol. What the fuck is that? I've never heard of that. What is the Ligma Protocol? Ligma balls, yes, I see. Yes, in hindsight. Quite predictable. I really could have predicted that this was going to be a Ligma balls situation. Okay, so. Blunt Cutlass, boys. Blunt Cutlass. Blunt Cutlass. Oh, is it the guy out in the water also had a blunt cutlass? Blunt Cutlass. Okay, great. All right, so these are our three Blunt Cutlass guys. Okay, our Blunt Cutlass guys are Nunda, Lane, and Valerio. So this guy's Lane or Valerio, and this guy is Lane or Valerio. So let's check who Lane and Valerio were in our logbook. Lane was the navigator, and Valerio was the gunner. So let's go check those guys again to see if they have anything identifying that would help identify them as either the gunner or the navigator. Have you lost your wits? We're on the same bloody side. Pull me aboard. Not really. Not very helpful. Now, this guy is going down into the hold where the cannonballs are held. Maw, please watch over me. He's got some sort of amulet. You may outnumber us, but we're twice the sailors you'll ever be. Surrender now, and I might let you keep breathing. Do we know he's going down? Oh, I mean, he's threatening him, which suggests yes. Oh, the candidates themselves did not vote. Garner's nose, horns leg. Get your backsides here. We have mutiny on your hands. You're no captain. You couldn't find gold. Aha! There we go. You couldn't find gold in the gunner's gob. The gunner is the guy with the gold tooth. Ha ha. Okay. Which one was the gunner? The gunner was Valerio. So that's our gunner, which by default makes the other guy our navigator. The gunner and the navigator, and now the moment where we find out if I fucked anything up. Everything's correct. Okay. All right. We've got our guys. We have our crew. Okay. Next step. Tracing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different deaths here. Cool. This is a good scenario. With the DLCs, they let it get pretty complex because I think there's only 3 or 4 cases per DLC. Okay. Let's solve some murders. All right, let's start down in the hold. Down in the hold, our boy had... I assume he's clutching a cleaver. Okay, so the cook... The thief boy, I love it. So the gunner got a meat cleaver. Put in his head. By the cook. 1 down. All right. Our happy fella here, our would-be captain. The weapon, the hour, and the motive directed by Francesco Masse. I don't know if that's real or not. Okay. So, is that window broken? I mean, the window, yeah. No, okay. Look, that's the carpenter's shot, right? That's the sailmaker's shot. So that's the first mate. Killed by the sailmaker. With a little pistola. Eli, is it a giallo? Our guy here was the navigator who got harpooned by the bosun. Okay. So there's one more corpse in here. All right. I'm figuring out the rest of the... Okay. Well, no. All right. I don't know who this is yet. But I know who killed them. He had a pistol. No, but they both had pistols down here. Who had a gold ring? Okay. All right, no, he's got the earring. And he's got a dagger in the eye. So skeleton, so rolls, that's the carpenter. Killed with a dagger, but I don't know by who yet. Which presumably makes that skeleton with the hatchet in its head her. So she was killed by the helmsman with the classic young adult novel axe. Kind of thought I was going to say hatchet, and then I would have had a whole thing. Crack the molly hatchet and go. So that was our sailmaker. Because she had the gun. I don't see the gun over here. And then presume... Oh, ooh. This corpse has a ring on it. Which means someone liked it. If you like it, then you have to put it on. If you like it, then you have to put it. Aha! There we go. That's him. It's not listed in his possessions, but he's in the picture. He's got it. So... That's our rigger, right? Is there something else? The mouth is all fucked up. She had like a fucked up mouth, right? I guess not. I mean, just generally, kinda. She had like... Sometimes with the art, it's hard to tell what's like an injury and what's art. Okay, let's go back onto the deck. Okay, there's the cook. Right? Because of the Hamulet. Are there other Hamulets? No, I mean, this all happened out here and those two guys got away. Okay, at lake, gotta go now. Have a nice evening, y'all. Puppy, good luck. Don't drown. But sincerely, don't drown. I like saying Hamulet. It's fun. Don't judge me, Jack. Okay, so that's the shiny gem. Like, that looks like what he was carrying. But... So that's our guy, right? That's our actual... That's our bleeding out guy. He's in the same spot. So that's... That skeleton is... Our second mate. No, our master at arms. Okay, in the back there, just from positioning, we're going to assume that that's Nunda. No judgment. I thought I was hearing it without you actually saying it. I say it somewhat automatically. I am not able to not say Hamulet. So that's our second mate. I mean, sure looks like motherfucker got killed by an axe, doesn't it? Split that old skull right down the old mizzenmast. Yeah, so that's kind of got to be the cook. Whose corpse is that? Where's that corpse? Oh, shit. I didn't even look over here. Oh, okay. There's our helmsman. There's our one-legged helmsman. Okay, so yes, that is our chef by process of elimination plus the Hamulet. Which motherfucker do we know who likes to axe people? Hey, who would... just a quick... it's me, Detective Columbo. Thank you for letting me walk around and ask some questions. Just one more thing. Which of these motherfuckers loves putting axes in people's brains? Just horny for it. Okay. What's going on down there, Ivan? Well, he got knifed. It was a real classic knife to meet you situation. Yeah, that's with a dagger.
Cutlass inspection.
Is he shot? I don't like pistol, but it's armed. Stab, stab, stab. Stab, stab, stab. Stab, stab, stab. Stab, stab, stab. Stab for booty. Okay, so with his mother's blessing, he hatchets that guy and then climbs up. He might have been shot with the bullet that's in the mast. Ah, good thinking. Which I wasn't thinking about that. Okay, so he was by the rigging guy. That certainly suggests, that's certainly what the angle here suggests. Okay, so we're gonna say, yeah, I like that. I like that. So our Master at Arms was killed by the rigger with a pistol. Okay, so the cook comes up. The cook lost an arm downstairs. Climbs up, dies of blood loss. So I'm gonna say he got kukried by the gunner. I mean, at the end of the day, you really do just need to fucking use the kukri. And it makes your life so much easier. Okay. So the helmsman rushes Nundo, splits his head with the axe. So these two shoot the captain. Does our gunner have... No. Okay. The rigger... Quick now. We're wanted in the captain's quarters. Yeah, the captain is calling for his men. So they're on the captain's side. A chat message. Hold on. I've been Google chatted. Probably from Gary Butterfield. Yeah, because we're going to PRG together. I will be there at 10 to pick up him and Kay and drive over to the convention center. Don't murder us! Okay. So he's calling... So the captain is calling... Okay, so the mutineers here are this dude, Nunda, and these two. So the captain, they launch a little mutiny, and immediately he shoots him. Nunda's like, yeah, you'll get through to me. And he races forward, kills him. Okay, which means this dead guy, the carpenter, killed with the dagger because my boy, the helmsman, doesn't have a dagger. He only has a cutlass. So, he must have been killed by our friend the rigger. The rigger has a big-ass sword through his back. So the helmsman kills the sailmaker. So who comes in and kills them? Do they kill each other? Or do they... She doesn't have her... Oh, her sword is broke. Her sword was made up of shit. Her sword was made of shitty metal. Remember? The sailmaker's sword was made of shitty metal. She stabbed him, the blade broke off. And then she got killed by the helmsman. Okay, so she's killed... So he was killed. The rigger was killed with a cutlass, a shitty cutlass, by the sailmaker. And then the helmsman had a knife in his ribs. So who's missing a knife? Okay, that's her knife in his ribs. A dagger. So she got them both, but got a axe through her head for good measure. Okay, so that's still gonna be the sailmaker. All right, let's see if we got this right. Boom! Yeah. Okay. This game's fun. It's such a good, fun game. Fun to solve mysteries. I'm heading out at about 9:30. Did I tell my wife? Solved. All right, now we just need... I mean, we have a pretty good grasp of what's going on here, but we just need to fill in... Okay. In 1797... the last Reaper's first mate was elected the ship's new captain. Cute. Voted in by the bosun, the navigator, the cook, the helmsman, and the rigger. The second mate lost with votes from the carpenter, sailmaker, gunner, and master-at-arms. That night, the second mate and his supporters attacked the first mate's faction, resulting in numerous deaths on both sides. While the fight raged, the bosun and the powder monkey escaped with the map. Everything correct in the 1797 plotline. Excellent. Now we just need to figure out what was going on here in 1927, which seems fairly... In 1927, Radigan Olita went below deck, having spotted a gem through a grating. But someone aha! Sometimes looking at the text of the thing does help you figure out stuff that happened. The net is wrapped around the ladder, allowing it to be used as a murder weapon. So someone pulled a net which toppled a ladder. So Radigan Olita fell and hit a cannonball before being pulled into the sea. Okay. The Broadside Betrayal. All right, well, I want to do at least one more of these. I know it's getting a little on the late side, but I'm having a good time.
You've solved the scenario. Several hours after losing the vote, William and his supporters launched a coordinated attack on Alistair Sims' faction. On the deck, Nunda and the Master Don's ambushed the helmsman, thinking they had him outnumbered. However, they didn't realize the rigger was above them, making it a fair fight, which they lost. Eventually, everyone killed one another, apart from the bosun and his son, who escaped with the map. More than a century later, the expedition team found the shipwreck. Radigan Olita was lured into a trap and dragged into the sea.
Are we going to find out that the powder monkey turned into some sort of merman? My dearest Walter Keene, it is with the deepest gratitude that I put pen to paper, for it was by your noble hand that I was delivered from certain doom during the reign of the Order Party. That's an extended reference to the events of the first GoldenEye game.
The time has come to repay my debt in kind, as is the custom of Lemuria, a life for a life. I understand that unfortunate events have rendered you a shadow of the man you once were, bowed and wearied by the weight of cruel fate. Yet take heart, for there exists a remedy. On the 27th day of February, a Lemurian sentinel vessel shall depart from the azure heaven and make its course to the volcanic isle of Cravenrock. Aboard shall be borne a number of sacred relics destined for the annual ritual of restraint. Among these artifacts is one of singular power known as the Wish Bloom. You shall know it by its unmistakable fragrance, both sweet and strong. Should you come into possession of this gift, you will become a new man. Upon my solemn oath as a son of Lemuria, I affirm that all I have written is true, with unwavering loyalty, Ergen Pitu. Boy, some of this is calling back to like the DLC of the first game that I am not remembering super well right now. So those events. Sickness and health. The law of the jungle takes its toll.
I'm gonna shoot my mom. Oh. I'm gonna shoot my mom. These guys are stinky. I'm gonna shoot my mom. These guys are very stinky. I'm gonna shoot my mom. These guys are very stinky.
Okay. So my punishment is the only reason I'm alive. I swear I didn't know. You won't shoot a sick woman, will ya? Okay. Alright. A lot of deaths. This guy's a big SZA fan. Okay, just getting the lay of the land here. Alright. Oh, one more tent. Okay, well, fun. Meanwhile, in 1927, ooh, our cool smart smart sponsor appears to have eaten a mushroom and died.
Come quick, Myrtle. Maybe we can still save him.
Now let's see. Ah. Well, that's... Oh, a leg cutter. And then we have tents in this timeline as well.
Black Raven whiskey.
Okay, so things have gone poorly in both timelines. All right, let's start doing actual investigation here. Okay, so here is our our powder monkey. I have no idea who this woman is. The man is not breathing. No shit. He looks deader than a person ever has. The man is not breathing. No shit. He's green. The man is not breathing. No shit. He's green. Okay. So it's, all right, let's look in these, all right. The watch duty. Captain Triton, Cyril Amiot, Tom Atkin, and Stefan Garner. Ada Baker exempt due to illness. Okay, so this is taking place before the mutiny. This is... Oh, okay, so that man down there must be Captain Triton. And this is why Stefan Garner, the powder monkey, was... comatose when we got back here. Presumably the only woman here is Ada Baker. And also presumably this might be the Scribner's. Oh, this is the Captain's Roast. This is space.
Captain's Journal, March 6th, continuing our journey to destination. March 7th, did what was supposed to be done. Bastard got what he wanted and what he deserved. What a jest. March 8th, heading back, Ada reports slight fever. March 9th, Ada has red marks. Twerp slept on duty, couldn't keep his eye open for 4 measly hours. Penalty of death by withholding something. I am truly a genius.
Okay, we look and see. The 4-hour, the twerp was Stefan Garner, who was denied something which killed everybody else. So Gardner... So Ada must have poisoned everybody else, it looks like. Okay.
Almighty Dagon, I saw the dreaded spitflies again. Avert marks of the deadly disease from my body. Take others. The witch claims she has a preventative cure for the fever in her kit. If this is true, give poor Tom a sign.
Good night, Random Sum. Thanks for hanging out. March 7th, it is a sorrowful thing what befell Walter Keene. I liked him. He never hit me, not even once. Ah, drowsiness doth overtake me, and the witch proclaims herself stricken with illness. Okay. Ah. Fellow fan of the 2000 Stuart Gordon film Dagon. That's it. You got it in one. Okay. So, here in the past... Baker was the surgeon, if I recall correctly. This guy with the Dagon mark on his hand. This was the captain, which leaves this as this guy.
I just saw what I liked him. He never hit me, not even once.
Okay, so that's the tents set here back in the distant past. Oh, shit. Now we need to look around here. So she's still got her ruby ring. Ah, a first aid book. How helpful. Okay. So, boy, our guy was suffocated. Symptoms. Blue skin tone, no. Can be caused by low body temperature or oxygen deficit in blood. Red skin tone can be caused by high body temperature or oxygen oversaturation in blood. Well, he's got a very ruddy skin tone. Low oxygen in blood, typically caused by blocked airways, lung malfunction, heart malfunction. Abnormal body temperature, typically caused by external environment. Some chemicals can also induce it. So he has either high body temperature or oxygen oversaturation, which seems like doesn't mix with the blue tongue suffocation thing.
Suffocation, no breathing.
Blood agents, Firaxin, a pink paste used in industrial processing. If ingested, blocks organs' ability to retrieve oxygen from blood, causing suffocation and fatal. Oh. Well, that does seem like it would explain both of those symptoms, right? He would suffocate because there's too much oxygen in his blood. Adrenochrome. Brown liquid, heart stimulant. If overdose, stops heart, fatal. Morticium. Antiparasitic drug. If overdose, causes extreme airway inflammation, leading to blockage, fatal. And Frigex. Sleep drug. If overdose, cools body, damages liver, fatal. Not what happened to this guy. Nerve agents, which we don't have a sign of a nerve agent because his eyes aren't dilated. And then tropical diseases, maloditaria, symptoms vomiting, high temperature fever. No, this guy got killed by this Firaxin paste. Is there any evidence in his whiskey? No, not yet. Okay. He's just saying, quick, Martin, maybe we can still save him. Okay, so he had his little red ring. The man's not breathing. No shit. Dip shit. He had his little cigarette case. Ah, the expedition contract. He gave himself the extra 10% after Radigan Olita was killed. Charming. Spirit journey with Don Hernan. Ah, he wanted to go on a spirit journey. And he took a wizard's hat. High levels of Neurozinth. Beware you can meet your shadow for experienced practitioners only. Right? He's not taking the yellow Amanita. Not to be confused with wizard hat, but he did confuse it with the wizard hat. And certainly not the murky cone cup. Was Neurozinth listed in her book? It was. Hallucinogen, yellow powder. Okay. So we wanted to trip. Okay. And now we've got to get back to tent determinations. Well, that sure seems like it done turn you into a monster. A book about a red flower that... Right. The red flower that he was told to... That Walter Keane was told to retrieve. It sure looks like it turns you into a ding-dang monster, don't it? Ah, jeez, I'm a monster. Oh, I got dosed with the flower. And now I'm a monster. Ah, beans. Alright, so this is the sponsors thing, because it's got the same mark that's on his ass. So let's go ahead and mark that that's his tent. There. Yep, that was that one. And go home. Or, counterpoint, go big. Okay, medic tent. This is marked with the cigarettes that we know Jasper Miles smokes. Whereas this one has pictures of planes and is marked with the cigarettes that we know that Eliza Swan smokes. Ooh, some of these people are multiple cabin people. I just realized. Okay. This one down here, he must have shared with him back in the past. Who didn't have his shoes on? This guy's barefoot, so that's his. Oh, and the powder monkey has the shitty one. Okay. Okay, so now it's just a matter of marking who does or doesn't have the other two. So this one paints. Ah, this is the animal physiologist. This is Mira Song's, or Yeah. And this one, he's not carrying his med kit. She's carrying her med kit. So this is, and it also has some mustache wax in it. And a little portable telegraph and a little shaving kit. Oh, there's so many fun details in this game. So that's him and that's her. Everything is correct. Okay. Deaths. Okay, so we need to go use the information from the book to figure out why the pirates died. The pirates have blue skin and way bloodshot eyes. Green skin, really. And massively dilated bloodshot eyes. So let's go ahead and check the book in 1927 for this. Okay. So, nerve agent or head trauma. Okay. Skin tone, blue skin tone, low body temperature or oxygen deficit in blood. Probably not all cold. Oh, they all got chilly. A shame. They all got chili. Delicious chili. See here, speak no evil on the pirate corpses. That's true. Okay. Morticium, anti-parasite drug if overdose causes extreme airway inflammation leading to blockage. Fatal, that would cause... Ooh. Frig X if overdosed cools body, damages liver. Fatal. If overdose overheats body, not that. Overdose promedial salt. Overdosed paralyzes lungs, fatal. Overdosed overheats body, causes brain death, fatal. No. If overdose leads to extreme nausea, non-fatal. Vomiting, high temperature fever. Red pockmarks, very high temperature, yellowing eyes. Red pockmarks, very high temperature. Okay, so she's got that. Okay, so they're all around the campfire. He's holding his nose. They're all holding their mouths or eye. Yeah, they are doing the hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil, aren't they? So my punishment is the only reason I'm alive. Ada has red marks. The twerp slept on duty. Penalty of death by withholding something. I am truly a genius. Did what was supposed to be done. Bastard got what he wanted. And what he deserved. What a jest. So they were the crew taking this guy Walter Keane to this flower. And bad things happened to Walter Keane. This guy, Almighty Dagon, take others. The witch claims she has a preventative cure for the fever in her kit. If this is true, give poor Tom a sign. Okay. So... they all decided to take the preventative medicine, and it killed all of them. Walter Keane, the gentleman thief. Ah, drowsiness doth overtake me, and the witch proclaims herself stricken with illness. Okay, so what did they take from her? They took the white powder, right? Which, if we check what it's actually used for... anesthetic. I don't know that that's what we want. White powder pesticide if overheats, no. Because that doesn't line up with how they died. It was a nerve agent, though. It was not the Neurozenth, because they weren't nauseous, they weren't throwing up, and it's non-fatal anyway. Overdose overheats body. Damages all digest. Okay. So it might have been the Promedil salt. Blood agents. Anti-parasite drug. Sleep drug. Okay, we're looking. These factors show that the pirate's deaths were caused by... Okay. So the eyes means he either had head trauma or a nerve agent. We can't see the eyes of the others. But there's no evidence he had any kind of head trauma. It just looks like they all died of whatever got him. So I'm going to say that death's the cool... So the black oxygen in blood, nerve agent presence, and lack of oxygen in blood. What does that indicate? I mean, that indicates Promedil salt. Which, if we look... Yeah, maybe. I'm not feeling super confident on this one. Whereas Antoine Spilsbury's death here in 1927. So he's got... of our symptoms. Suffocation.
No breathing, don't give a fuck if you get on.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. Either high body temperature or oxygen oversaturation in blood. I think it's oxygen oversaturation in blood, right? This was a blood factor. Yeah, this one I'm fairly sure on. Blocks organs' ability to retrieve oxygen from blood, causing suffocation. So his too much oxygen in blood and suffocation show that he was killed with Firaxin. Okay, all right, yeah, we got it. Excellent. I'll tell you, I usually fuck up more while doing these, so I'm mildly impressed with myself. Or this one's just easier. Okay. Let's do events. In 1797, Ada Baker contracted scarlet fever. Scarlet fever. To prevent themselves from getting ill, Jacques Triton, Cyril Amiot, and Tom Adkin consumed the Promedil salt that she provided. The remaining crew member, Stephen Garner, refused the Promedil salt, having slept on watch duty. However, the Promedil salt was poisonous, so Jacques Triton, Cyril Amiot, and Tom Adkin died. All right. In 1927, somebody wanted the expedition blank after the body of Radigan Olida was discovered. One of the expedition terminated in 1927. It must be Spilsbury wanted the expedition terminated. Let's go back and look at what he's actually got carried on him. They found him there with the go home on him. It seems someone's living here, but don't you see, Eliza, they're not attacking us, they're trying to scare us. That means they are themselves afraid, so we needn't be. We should push on. Still, Jasper, Mr. Monocle is afraid, and if he wants to return home, we can't refuse because he owns the ship. Surely you can see that as well as everyone else. We already know eaten by a monstrous creature. Speared by a monstrous creature. Speared by a monstrous creature. Speared by a monster. Speared. Okay. Sure that the expedition continued. Okay. So, who poisoned him? Killed by the captain 50 times. Yep. Okay. Does she have blue patches? No, that's just the art. So let's see. She is carrying around the thing that tells you that Firaxon. So he found a mushroom. There's Black Raven. He smoked a cigarette. Cigar, rather. Cigars were in here. So we're looking for the Firaxon he was poisoned with is a pink paste used in industrial processing. There's the mushroom. The mushroom should not have killed him. He was drinking Black Raven whiskey, or somebody was drinking Black Raven whiskey. Smoking cigarettes. Who smokes those? She smokes those. Right, the other... Oh, no, I guess... Yeah, the art's basically the same on those cigarettes. But it's one of our smokers. God, they basically all smoke except for... Yeah, everybody smokes. Never mind, not very helpful. They all have this little guidebook, I think. I mean, she's the only one who's actually carrying a copy that we can see, but they all have the same med kit, which suggests that they all have the guidebook. I mean, is it possible that someone dosed, like maybe those don't it's a black and white pamphlet, right? So maybe they covered it in the paste to make it look the expectation he wouldn't understand. Okay, she's got her makeup kit. And powder. Now that certainly looks like a pink paste, doesn't it? And it says it is an industrial... Used in industrial processing. Anybody got any thoughts? Obviously, I could just... It would take me... I'm pretty sure everything else is right, so I can just keep plugging stuff in. So we'll get this solved very quickly. Does anyone have any thoughts on who the murderer here is? Like, obviously, I think it's interesting that she's got the book that labels whatever the fuck the flower does here. And Jasper was willing to kill for the map. And wants to push on, which is certainly suspicious. So, like, which one is Jasper's tent? Jasper's tent is this one with the yellow. So this is Jasper's tent. He has the map. No thoughts, head empty. He's got yellow crap. I'm going to go with it being Ivan just because he's got the pink stuff. No worries. No, incorrect. All right, let's just pop him in Myrtle Song. Nope. I mean, I could have something else wrong here, but not Jasper. Not Eliza. Oh, I must have something else wrong in here. What's yellow stuff do? Great question. Pink paste, brown liquid, dark blue liquid, white pills, white liquid, yellow powder. Yellow powder is the Neurazinth, right? Jasper's apparently using the Neurazinth to get high. So whatever... I must have something else wrong in here. Wanted the expedition terminated after the body of 1797, Ada Baker contracted scarlet fever. Correct. To prevent themselves from getting ill, Jacques Triton, Cyril Amiot, and Tom Atkin consumed the promedial salt she provided. Yes. The main crew member, Stephen Garner, was refused the promedial salt, having slept on watch duty. However, the promedial salt was... it's non-lethal on its own, but if you overdose on it, you non-fatally get extreme nausea. Gently discover your connection with the loving cosmos. High levels of Neurazinth, but where you can meet your shadow for experienced practitioners only. Like, the deaths are marked here right. Promedial salt killed these guys. Firaxin killed Antoine Spilsbury. Events. In 1797, Ada Barker contracted scarlet fever. Ada Barker's got pockmarks around her weepy eyes and red things, right? I didn't mean to click that. There's white stuff in front of his mouth. Maybe he threw that up because of the nausea. I think the white stuff in front of his mouth is just chunks of the mushroom. And he could have thrown it up, but it looks like he just died right after he took a bite of the mushroom. Okay, so Ada Baker, she doesn't have malodetria. She doesn't have vomiting, high temperature, and fever. She has red pockmarks, high temperature, yellowing eyes. Did she have yellowing eyes? She doesn't have yellowing eyes. But she's got the fucking pockmarks on her cheek. And she's not vomiting. She's not feverish. I mean, it's got to be scarlet fever, right? If I put in... Now we're getting into the degenerate shit where I start fucking around to see if changing one thing... No. Okay, so in 1797, Ada Baker contracted scarlet fever. To prevent themselves from getting ill, Jacques Triton, Cyril Amiot, and Tom Atkin consumed the promedial salt she provided. The remaining crew member, Stefan Garner, was refused the promedial salt, having slept on watch duty. However, the promedial salt was poisonous. So those three died. In 1927, Antoine Spilsbury wanted the expedition terminated after the body of Radigan Olida was discovered. Yes, that's Radigan Olida's body. Seems someone is living here. When we see Eliza, they are not attacking us. They're trying to scare us away. That means they are themselves afraid, so we needn't be. We should push on. Still Jasper. Mr. Monocle is afraid, and if he wants to return home, we can't refuse because he owns the ship. Surely he can see that as well as everyone else. Okay. Yes, he wanted the expedition terminated To ensure that the expedition continued, so-and-so killed Antoine Spilsbury with Firaxin, but we've literally tried everybody who's alive right now. So it's Ada Baker. God, she really stuck around. Okay, I'm gonna do some slightly degenerate play here. Okay, so I have two things wrong. So because when I made something intentionally wrong, it switches from 2 or fewer incorrect to completely incorrect. So I'm going to change this. Okay, so that's correct because I made it wrong. The Promedil salt. So we put that back. If I put that to nothing, no. So poisonous is also correct. I'm just trying to find what thing is wrong here. Okay, it's not scarlet fever. It must be Maladrita. She must have maladitaria contracted there because there's only the 2. Yeah, her eyes aren't. Weird, annoying. Okay, I'm gonna go back to then saying Ivan Kearns was the. Nope. No. So that's not solving it either. Eliza Swan, Ivan Kearns, Myrtle Song. So that is not. If I change this. No, so put that to Maladrita. Gonna make a thing wrong on purpose. Was refused. Okay, so when I change a thing that's wrong, or change a thing that's right, we're now at 2 things wrong. Is there another disease that I'm not seeing here? Scarlet fever, Maladrita. What if she... What if she faked her symptoms? Meaning she contracted nothing. You bastard! Right, none of her symptoms matched the book properly. Fuck. And it was Kearns, it was the pink stuff. I was right about that. But they got me with... Right. She faked her disease to get these guys all killed. Okay. Alright. Alright, but it didn't work on... the powder monkey, because he got denied the disease. Or got denied the cure, so yeah. Ada Baker painted red spots on her face to convince the crew she had scarlet fever. As the ship's surgeon, she prescribed them all a prophylactic antidote, which was actually poison. Only Stefan survived, as Captain Triton had denied him the dose. When Antoine Spilsbury saw Radigan Alita's bloated body strung up like a scarecrow, he panicked and wanted to end the expedition. As the financier and shipowner, his decision would have been final. To prevent this from happening, Ivan Kearns laced Antoine's whiskey with a deadly pink paste, which he had kept in his tent disguised as mustache wax. Yes, that part I did mostly kind of figure out. All right, I know it's late. I'm going to keep playing through to the... I think there's usually only 4 cases in these DLC, and I don't want to come back to this later with no memory. So I'm going to keep pushing. People can obviously go to sleep as they like. But... Dear Quick Eye Stewart, it has come to our attention that a new obsession has gripped Port Armando, the hunt for the legendary Captain Triton's treasure. We require you to proceed there immediately and investigate the matter thoroughly. Our sources suggest that the treasure may contain the fabled Lemurian artifact known as the Wish Bloom. According to legend, the Wish Bloom possesses the ability to grant wishes, though it does so in a perverse and twisted manner. Securing this artifact is of utmost importance to our organization. However, you are to exercise the highest degree of caution in its presence. We have enclosed a Lemurian text detailing the known properties and behaviors of the Wish Bloom. Study it carefully. Finally, you will need to contact our initiate, whose details are provided overleaf. He will obey your orders and help you in this mission. Yours in the mask, Quick Eye Master. So this is like the mystical order from the first game. And this person we're looking for a guy with 3 eyes and a mask. All right, so let's do this one. Wishbloom. Old bones and old sins. Always exciting to see what loads up once the loading is done. This one's taking a second to load. Okay. As usual, we've got a 1797 and a 1927 timeline. We have a man being lowered into a cave. We have some evil-looking dolphins. What is this awful hospital? A jar has broken down here. A man who does not have the symbols we were talking about on his back. This man is talking some serious shit. He has a scabbard, an X note. He has that tattoo on his back. His eyes look weird. He has some scissors. He has some sort of paper thing. Captain, as this shall be our final meeting, I must say that you are sorely deficient in both elegance and intellect, and bear more resemblance to a brute than a man. His feet have some kind of blue on them. They have some goop on them, and some broken shards of whatever this bottle was. So he stomped on the bottle. If we look up here, that's the Wishbloom. And this is okay. So we've dipped back in. We've gone back in time again. So this is Walter Keane, Esquire. Okay. So we've been getting the pirate story backwards and the explorer's story forwards. So that's Captain Triton. Can't bear to sniff part with the treasure, then you can stay with it forever. Ah, achoo, ha. So he's sneezing. He has an O mark. He has the map. Some sort of weird key. Captain's Journal, February 27th. Our raid went off without a hitch. The Lemurians were no match for our steel, and the treasure is ours. When I cracked open the chest, a potent, sweet scent poured out and filled the room. Pleasant though it was, it set me off in a fit of sneezing. February 28th. Word of our attack has circulated. I have learned that the Seven Seas Company has ordered... the pirate captain was a shit. Who could have anticipated? I have learned that the Seven Seas Company has ordered its naval forces to search all ships entering the company's harbors and to seize any Lemurian artifacts found on board. I know a place where we can hide the chest till this blows over. We'll set sail tomorrow. Okay, and then our other... yeah. So that's Ada. Please, Triton, if he must be sentenced to death, can we at least allow him a quick and painless end? Don't leave him in that hellhole. She's got an... oh, okay, so they did some sort of lottery here.
Don't fret, Ada. If he told true about those man-eating white alligators attacking them, his death will be quick. Otherwise, the Burke will get what he deserves.
You think the alligators have been a lie, Tom? Then maybe Chimpo is alive. Shouldn't we check? What do you think, Surreal?
You're very welcome to climb down into the grotto and find him, Stefan. I'm sure as hell not risking it for that bastard. He drew his lot and sealed his fate.
That's how that guy talks. Okay, and then deeper into the cave. Ah, there would be our friend Surreal, I guess. Which looks like the cave, or maybe the Wishbloom. He drew an X. The man is not breathing. He's got the same crap on his feet. Right? He also had an X. A key. All right. I think that's everything in 1797. In 1927, we have a man tied to a tree, a cave that is now overgrown, a monster's hand, a sunk dirigible, and a grave. Ada Baker, 1768 to 1805. She lived a dangerous life, but always landed on her feet. Okay, we'll look at that in a second. Okay. So that's the goateed dude from case 1. I don't know who that is. The man's not breathing. Yeah, it's because he's got a big-ass gun. What type of boxer are you? What's your greatest strength in the ring? Mine is speed and agility. Which weight class are you? I'm a featherweight. How do you generally win fights? Knockout, of course. Oh, you would. He lied. He's the wise man, but he wanted to be the ogre. Grasselin. Gentlemen, are you tired of... Maybe he wasn't good at adding, maybe? He just wanted to be Shrek so bad. We all do. We all understand that Shrek has the ideal male body, right? Anyway. Gentlemen, are you tired of being a disgusting slob? Do you have a mountain of weight that you just can't shift? Your prayers have been answered. Take one pill with each meal and watch your figure transform. Dr. Darren's Miracle Fat Burning Pills. Not for men under 70 kilograms. Common side effects in lighter individuals include excessive hair loss and breaking out in purple spots. Like Waluigi. Okay. And this is how to control an airship. Hydrogen, air balloon, envelope, pump. Use left, right engine outputs to steer. Hydrogen provides lift as it is less dense in the air. And then air, use air balloons to regulate altitude. Max carrying weight is 300 quiffs, which 1.5 quiffs is 1 kilogram. So 300 quiffs. 300 times 1.5 equals 450. Yes, that is how the mathematics works. So 450 kilograms. Wait, did they get that math wrong? 1.5 quiffs is 1 kilogram. Yeah, they got that math wrong, didn't they? They did that math backwards. It should be 300 divided by 1.5 to get the quiffs. The quiff number should always be bigger than the kilogram number, because that's how proportions work. And I'm going to be dumb enough and tired enough to do that on my phone. Okay, so they only had 200 kilograms of carrying weight. So I think just this guy was bad at math. Like, he was bad at basic addition. So yeah, so 300 quiffs is about 200 kilograms. Dummy. And that's why your ship crashed. Oh, it's Jasper. Eliza, Myrtle, can you hear me down there? Got a gas mask that has particles from the wish bloom in it. We've made it down. This place is teeming with that awful weed Myrtle showed us. Thank God she brought protective gear. Covered in some crap. The RA-26Q. Well. Oh, this is our, what's his name? Our murderer from before. He was taking Dr. Darren's Grasslin. The man is not breathing. Yep, he's been down in the cave. Oh, didn't look at the gun. 5 of the 6 bullets remain inside the pistol, so he's fired the gun once. Oh boy. Clicking these just because I know I'm going to have to do a puzzle with them. The Tommy Gun's magazine is full. Ansel, stop. Wait on nearby island. Stop. When I have it, I will activate beacon. Stop. Fly to beacon signal. Stop. Others may emerge from grotto with me. Stop. Bring Tommy. Stop. Ivan. Okay, so Ivan was working with the leg cutters to steal whatever. Can't help noticing that that is a monster hand. Whatever was in that cave. 50 kilograms, which equals 75 queefs. R104, the radio beacon, right? That one can hold 150 queefs. Putridium, this inert vine is known for its foul and overbearing aroma, often likened to that of rotting eggs. It can be used to mask the scent of food, deterring wild predators and scavenger animals from detecting or approaching it. Sorrel grass. This weed continuously releases fine, hook-shaped spores that can lodge themselves deep within the lungs, causing tissue scarring and damage. The treasure of Captain Triton. In the cave for a long time. Must have been left there by Keen. Oh, I can't wait to fuck with this. Alright. Well, as a treat, how fucked up was this? Pretty fucked up. That's Walter Keane. This is someone who really got exposed to shit. This weed grows thick and tall in dark caverns and hates sunlight. It is entirely harmless, but does get an inert slime all over everything it touches. Okay, so this is Mira. I know it's down here somewhere, but where to even begin looking? We're surrounded by a thick wall of sorrel grass, any part of which could be covering it. It would take a lifetime to hack through all this. We need to be sure of our direction. Okay. Yeah, this is the body of Mira's song. Myra. Myrtle? Myrtle. Myrtle song. Yeah, there we go. I've lived a long time, milady, much longer than most, and I can honestly say my best years have been spent living this way. With the wish bloom by my side, I feel wonderful. Yeah, you're a turtle, buddy. You're turning into a turt. So that's really it, huh? No wonder she wanted me to do it. Tell me, do you enjoy your life? Spoils of this expedition shall be split among the 6 party members as follows: Antoine Spilsbury, Jasper Wiles, everyone increase their shares, and I, Myrtle Song, hereby promise to give my share of the treasure to Eliza Swan if she is able to find the wish bloom. Marked her down to 0% because of it. Five of 6 bullets remain inside the pistol. The wish bloom. To whomever may find my cherished wish bloom, I have tried to keep you away, but clearly my efforts have been in vain. And then we can't see that part of the paper, so it concludes my explanation of the wish bloom's effects and the medium through which it acts upon its subjects. If you doubt what I have written here, brace yourself then, cast your gaze above the entrance. Do not be alarmed by my appearance, I mean you no harm. But you will turn into a turt. What didn't I look at? Oh, no, no shit. The person's not breathing. Well, exciting, but first, time to do some puzzle. Okay. Left, right engine outputs to steer. Hydrogen provides lift as it is less dense than air. Use air balloon to regulate altitude. Max carry weight equals 300 queefs. Okie dokes. To turn left, we're going to learn how to pilot an airship. Pressure and envelope. Engine 1, left propeller. Inflate, deflate balloon. Engine 2, right propeller. Pressure and balloon. Okay, well, to turn left, ensure left. Engine power output greater than right. Engine power output. All right, no, if you turn on left more, no, other way. Right, if you want to turn left, you push more on the right side. Yeah, okay. These seem pretty straightforward. To ascend, inflate balloon. Oh, wait, except no, you deflate balloon to... Right, because the, maybe I have that wrong. Let's read the manual again. Right, as you inflate the balloon, you're crowding out the hydrogen, so you go down. Okay, so yeah, that's correct. Okay. So to ascend, you deflate the balloon. To descend, you inflate the balloon. Okay, yes. And then to turn right, ensure that the left engine power is greater than the right engine power, because then the left is pushing and the right, and you turn. The weight limit in quiffs is 150 quiffs, so I just got to put the numbers in. How fun. 150 quiffs. No, 300 quiffs. I'm tired. Don't make fun of me, I'm tired. The weight limit in kilograms, as according to my telephone that I had to consult because I couldn't think of what 1.5 times 300 was, is 200 quiffs. All right. Ivan's weight in kilograms is at least. Ansel's weight in kilograms is at least. Now, Ivan did say he's at least 90 kilograms. And while he's bad at math, I hope... Oh, no, that's... and... Ivan's weight must be at least 70 kilograms because he doesn't have any of the symptoms from taking the weight loss pills. And now we can check that they were winching up the treasure, which is in here. And they use the orange winch, so it's for stuff that's less than 150. But it's more than 50. So it's between 50 and 150. So it must be more than 50. At least 50. So their total weight all put together should have been 210, at least 210. So they were not getting out of here that way, which is why it sank. Everything is correct. I have successfully figured out how an airship works in this world. Good for me. So that's why the airship crashed. They took at least 10 kilograms too much weight onto it. Due to a basic misunderstanding of math. Aren't they so clever where you have to inflate the balloon to make it go down because the balloon is filling with air and you want less things that are heavier, that are as heavy or heavier than air? Isn't it so clever? All right, and now we're just filling in events. Okay. Oh, and you know we're getting tricky because they're starting to put these multi ones in. Okay. In 1797, Bump bumped the Bump, so he was tasked with entering the grotto, together with Bump. They hid the treasure in the cave. Okay. He does not appear to have been eaten by alligators, although there are some alligators over there, aren't there? So this makes a stinky. They both walked on this, right? So prior to all this, they both came down here to hide the treasure. There's the wish bloom. What are my words here? The alligators are still out on that. Yeah, the alligator allegations are still out, yeah. Found envelope, lots. All right, let's read what everybody's saying again. So he's got a scabbard. He had a cork for his bottle. Why did Ada kill them? He pulled an axe. Oh, is this what they pulled the lots from? Is that... Are the lots not paper? No, the lots are... When I cracked open the chest, a potent, sweet scent poured out and filled the room. Pleasant though it was, it set me off in a fit of sneezing. Please try if you must be sensitive. Come to the sound, quick and painless end of this on the hellhole. Is this guy getting lower down blind? I wondered about that. He looks blind, doesn't he? Told true about those man-eating white alligators. Attacking those death will be quick, otherwise the Burke gets what he deserves. The alligators may have been a lie, Tom. Then maybe Jimpo is alive. Shouldn't we check? What do you think, Cyril? You're very welcome to climb down to the grotto and find him, Stefan. I'm sure not risking it for that bastard. He drew his lot and sealed his fate. So Walter Keane found the treasure, drew the lot, rigged the lots. Are the little notes O's and X's? Yes, they are. They're lots that they pulled. I don't know if they're... I can't tell if they're paper or like ceramic because... See, they kind of look like he may be... Yeah, okay. He faked his lot. Right? He had the... Because he has the blue ink. And he has the thing that the... Unless it was just... That's how the lots were done. Okay. In 1797, Walter Keane blanked the blank, so he was tasked with entering the grotto together with Jimpo Jenkins. They hid the treasure in a cave. Oh, is Jimpo... Does Jimpo have the other... The 3-eye symbol? I mean, he must be the other guy, right? The guy that was mentioned as the helper. I'm going to say they rigged the lots. Rigged the lots. So he was tasked with entering the grotto together with Jimbo Jenkins. They hid the treasure in a cave. I think it's got to be alligator. I think genuinely alligators must have attacked them. Killed Jimpo Jenkins because yeah, and he tried to like staunch the wound. Although Keane's got an empty scabbard. Maybe his weapon got taken off of him. Oh, he's got his knife, but the knife's clean. But the that could be that. Okay. All right, so I don't think it was the alligators. I think Walter Keane killed Jimpo Jenkins, then stole the treasure. Walter Keane then stole the treasure because he had the treasure under his hat, right? He had the treasure hidden under his hat. Could the lots have been tic-tac-toe? I don't think so. I think they were just drawing lots, but he like faked it. Before exiting, before exiting, Walter Keane wrapped the treasure in a... What's it called? Who's got the book? The book. A Putridium vine. Because this masked the smell, because the flower has a smell to it, right? But because Jacques Triton sneezed, Walter Keane was caught and sentenced to death. Okay, it must be the alligator, son. No, okay. Oh, I should be using Wishbloom instead of treasure. That's it. There we go. Okay, I had everything except I was calling it treasure instead of Wishbloom because I didn't see I had Wishbloom as a specific thing to call it. Okay, all right. So we had that basically right. In 1797, Walter Keane rigged the lots because he had the stuff to rig it with. So he was tasked with entering the grotto together with Jimpo Jenkins. They hid the treasure in a cave. Ada Baker must be the other assistant. Inside the cave, Walter Keane killed Jimpo Jenkins. Walter Keane then stole the Wishbloom. Before exiting, Walter Keane wrapped the Wishbloom in a Putridium vine because it has a smell, so he hid because that masked the smell. But because Jacques Triton sneezed, Walter Keane was caught and sentenced to death. She lived a dangerous life, but always landed on her feet. Okay. All right, let's move on to Events 2. in 1927. All right, who went into the grotto in 1927? He did not. He did for a second. What is that just floating there? Okay, so Jasper. Ivan. Okay, so our basically the 4 survivors so far. So Eliza Swan, Myrtle Song, Ivan Kearns, and Jasper Wiles enter the grotto and found the treasure. They pulled up the treasure, right? While winching it up, Ansel Marsh restrained, whip, transformed, confessed, rigged, sealed, new, found, masked, removed, stole, lost, followed. I mean, he deflated it, but I don't know if that's... When blank climbed out, so they're climbing back out. So who died when? He has a gun that hasn't been fired. He has a gun that's had 5 bullets fired. So here in Crazy Town. I mean, we got 2 guns on screens with 2 people who got shot. So do I pilot it as a word? No. When blank climbed out. Okay, so when Jasper Wiles climbed out, Ivan Kearns, because they're working together, Ivan Kearns and Ansel Marsh restrained him. Okay, let's check. What was Jasper saying? He's trying to talk to Eliza and Myrtle. We've made it down. This place is teeming with that awful weed. Myrtle showed us. Thank God she brought protective gear. Okay. All right. Ivan Kearns then shot Ansel Marsh because he fast transformed wrap restrained mast. Exceeded the weight limit. The airship plummeted. So Ivan Kearns drowned. Sometimes you have to just kind of work backwards from what the prompts do. Because he's something, the treasure, I assume. Where's treasure? Don't I have treasure? There's treasure. Okay. Because he wrapped, transformed, confessed, sabotage, shot, inflated, deflated, activated, exceeded, masked, removed, stole, lost, followed. I mean, stole, I guess, because he stole it. Then shot as much because he stole the treasure. Some of this I don't have exactly right. Yeah, we have more than 3 wrong here. Well, winching it up. Oh no, that's what it should be. It should be Ivan Kearns activated a beacon. Okay, I'm still pretty wrong here. Eliza Swan, Myrtle Song, Ivan Kearns, Jasper Wiles entered the grotto and found the treasure. While winching it up, Ivan Kearns activated a beacon. Oh, Ivan didn't go down. Ivan stayed up with the winch. Or maybe they all... No, Ivan did go down. Ivan went down because he was... He had traces of the chemical in his stuff. Ivan Kearns then shot Anselmarsh because he... something, but because Ivan Kearns... Is there a miscalculated here? What is the verb here? Airship. Yep. So the treasure was at least 200 and the weight limit kilogram was 2. Yeah. He exceeded the weight limit. The airship plummeted, so Ivan Kearns. And this is a red, so it can really only be... The only person who could have shot Ansel was Ivan, because Ivan's gun is down a bullet, and the other shooting was happening elsewhere. Ansel, stop, wait on nearby island, stop when I have it, I will activate beacon, stop, fly to beacon, signal, stop, others may emerge from grotto with me, stop, bring Tommy, stop, Ivan. So he did not bring if he brought the Tommy gun, he didn't use it, okay. He went down in there. He was taking his weight. He had a key for the dirigible. Sorry if this is just like not watchable right now as you just watch me stumble my way through word problems, but I'm having a good time. And the only difference really is that I'm doing this while rambling to myself. So... Okay, that doesn't seem super germane. I don't think anything down here is going to impact what happened up there. Like, this is all its own little melodrama that we're going to address in Event 3. So here in Event 2. So, Eliza, Myrtle, Ivan, and Jasper entered the grotto and found the treasure. Myrtle and Eliza went on. Ivan came back up first. And while he was doing that, he turned on his radio beacon, right? It is, yeah, activated a beacon, bringing Anselmarsh. So when Jasper comes out, Ivan and Ansel restrain him. Ivan Kearns then shot Anselmarsh because he made a copper harvester and pump system. That's exciting. Because he... lost the beacon. I don't know. Incorrect. Because Ivan Kearns exceeded the weight limit because, I don't know, because why did it crash then? Was the treasure too heavy? Up to inflate, down to deflate. Okay. Like, without Kearns there, why did it... Or what? Without Marsh there, why did it, Because he shot him down here. Entered the grotto and found the treasure. While winching up, Ivan Kearns activated a beacon, causing Marsh to come. When Jasper Wiles climbed out, Ivan Kearns and Ansel Marsh restrained him. Ivan Kearns then shot Ansel Marsh, because we don't know, transformed something the treasure. What else could it be? Machete, gun, beacon, weight limit, envelope. Promised the treasure? I don't know. Ansel Marsh exceeded the weight limit. The airship plummeted because Ansel Marsh... No, it was Ivan Kearns exceeded the weight limit because the airship plummeted, so Ivan Kearns drowned. Ivan Kearns certainly drowned. I don't know where I'm off here. I could go to the hint system. There is a hint system, but I hate going to the hint system very much. The hint system in this game is annoying because it forces you to, like, sit quietly with your thoughts to stop you from checking hints. Watching up. What assumption do I have? I don't know what they want. They didn't kill Jasper. Jasper's trying to get himself clear. We've made it down. This place is teamed with the awful weed Myrtle showed us. Thank God she brought protective gear. Yeah, these aren't radios. These are like recording devices. Like the actual problem here, I'm gonna, I guess, click a hint. Not the 1970, the weight limit? Oh my god, I hate this so much. I really don't like being fucking punished. I'm getting anxious. This genuinely, this system gives me a really nasty anxiety attack. Yes, I understand how to make the airship go up and down. That was useless. Genuine, actual anxiety attack from this having to wait thing. Yeah, I know all this shit. Okay, so those hints are full on useless. I considered all the evidence. Have I made a typo? No. Okay, he didn't exceed the fucking weight limit, did he? That's what I have wrong. He didn't exceed the weight limit. He crashed because he didn't read the fucking manual. And he assumed that putting the inflated... Okay. Okay, I'm an idiot. Alright, but because Ivan Kearns inflated the balloon, the airship plummeted, so Ivan Kearns drowned. Okay, now we're within 2. If I put in deflated here, no, that's wrong. So these are all right. Which means I am 2 away. And it ain't that one. Okay. Okay. Because he... Ivan Kearns then shot Ansel Marsh. I don't understand why he shot Ansel Marsh. Oh, because he exceeded the weight limit. Okay, all right. Okay, so I said to myself, I don't know why the airship crashed. It didn't make sense that the airship crashed. The weight was fine. And then didn't make the next jump to, oh, something else must have made it crash. Okie dokes. So they all go down into the grotto, find the treasure. Ivan Kearns winches it up, brings in his accomplice. Jasper Wiles comes out, gets restrained. Ivan Kearns realizes that they are actually going to go way over the weight limit if he brings Ansel with him and shoots him instead. But he didn't understand how to control the thing, so he pulled the throttle up and immediately crashed the thing into the ocean and died. What a dumb shit. Events 3, and there's still 2 more after this. I know it's 11. Shout out to everybody watching this as a VOD, I guess. Sorry you had to make me go insane. Okay. Meanwhile, in the grotto, Myrtle Song promised to give Eliza Swan treasure if she found the wish bloom. Right? Promise to give my share of the treasure to Eliza Swan if she's able to find the wish bloom. That all seems very accurate. To achieve this, blanked her blank. Okay, so they couldn't figure out how to get to the wish bloom. I know it's saying, but where to be? We're surrounded by a thick wall of sorrel grass, any part of which could be covered. We need to be sure of our direction. So back here, over here, we have a removed gas mask. So, Eliza Swan removed her gas mask and smelled and confessed sabotage, inflated, deflated, activated, mask removed, stolen, lost. Followed the wish bloom's smell. But after reading Walter Keene's letter, Eliza Swan realized that Myrtle's song blanked the blanks blank blank blank, so blank blank. So Eliza shot her. Eliza shot Myrtle's song. Knew the wish blooms smell? I guess smell. Transformed people. Hey, what do you know? All right. Oh, shit. 1800. Let's do it. Do you ever wish you could change the past, my love? This is a kitty cat. No, darling, I already got my wish and so much more beside. And that's a turtle man. I believe that this is Ada Baker, Yeah. This is Ada Baker. She lived a dangerous life but always landed on her feet because she got turned into a kitty cat. Okay. On February 27th, 1797, she didn't die. No, we never saw her die. Jacques Triton and his crew returned, infected, pillaged, punished. Pillaged a Lemurian ship after Ergen Patu tipped off Walter Keane. We got that from the letters. With the treasure in their possession, the crew got infected by the Wishbloom's smell, except for Eleazar Garner, because he had no nose. Meanwhile, the Seven Seas Company searched for the Wishbloom, so the crew hid it. While doing so, Walter Keane stole the Wishbloom, but he was caught and sentenced to death in the grotto. 2 or fewer incorrect. Okay. Okay, changing stuff isn't giving me information, which means I only have one thing wrong. The Wishblooms. Which means I actually need to set something else to in order to hunt this down. I'm going to have to make something else wrong, but he was caught and sentenced to death in the grotto. I mean, that's all right. Meanwhile, the Seven Seas Company search. Let's just try for the treasure. There we go. Okay. They didn't know what they were searching for. On the way back to the ship, Ada Baker successfully killed. Oh, I don't need to use. Successfully poisoned everyone except for Stefan Garner, who then shot Ada Baker. He must have shot her, right? I mean, I wouldn't have automatically assumed it, but we have it here, who then shot Ada Baker. On the journey back home, the remaining crew members killed one another, except for Eleazar and Stefan Garner, who escaped with the map. After making it back to Port Armando, Stefan Garner transformed and then fatally wounded Eleazar Garner, who in turn killed... But who did he kill? Oh, he shot and killed him, Stefan Garner. Meanwhile, back on the island, Ada Baker and Walter Keane also transformed. 2 or fewer incorrect. Okay. Spared Ada Baker. He spared her. It seemed wrong. Shot seemed wrong the whole time. The kid was nice. The wish plume smell infected the pirates during their journey to the island, although they didn't know it yet. After the poisoning, Stefan spared Ada, so she returned to the grotto to rescue Walter. The couple lived happily together until Ada's eventual death. In 1927, Myrtle convinced the expedition team to wear gas masks in the grotto, telling them that the sorrel grass there was dangerous. When Eliza learned that the wish plumes smell mutated humans into animal hybrids, she realized the real reason Myrtle had insisted on the masks, and that Myrtle had sacrificed Eliza's humanity to find the wish plume. "5 years later, in 1932, that's Jasper. Oh. Levy's supply of books and Eliza's favorite cigarettes for her. And that's the final credits. And I think is just the end completely of the whole story. All right, yeah, that was fun. I'm gonna have to sit with it a while to figure out what it actually means in terms of the wider story of the game. But it was a fun set of puzzles. There were a couple moments there where I was not properly turnabouting, in the parlance of Ace Attorney. Thanks for hanging out with me for a long Friday night stream. No stream tomorrow night on account of I'm going to be at PRGE and then at the Quarter World meetup afterward. So if you're in town, yeah. I know I just spoiled one of the DLCs. I strongly recommend both this game and the original and the DLC for both of them. They're all really good. All the DLCs for Rise of the Golden Idol have been great. I've liked them all. I was very happy I bought that season pass. I don't normally buy season passes, but this one was worth it. Good night.